Welcome to another episode of Do You Even Resonate? This is a show where I take actual websites and conduct actual B2B message testing, meaning I put their website in front of their actual target audience and see how it resonates with people they're trying to sell to. So, in this website, in this episode, we have Rutter. So let's take a look at Rutter. Rutter is one API for commerce and business financial data, or so they say. And the target audience, they tell me, is fintech product manager. So I took this audience and ran a message test against their homepage using Winter. And so let's see, what did we find? So overall insights. I had all kinds of things and doubts and unclarities here, which results in kind of mediocre results. The clarity is kind of a and the compellingness is also meh. And of course, these things are related. If they don't get it, they don't care. So let's dive in here. So what seems to be the problem? Let's go section by section, and then I will kind of summarize the overall biggest issues. So in the above the fold area, the biggest issue that there is that people read this and they're like, and so what do I do with this again? Oh, gain a full picture of your customer's data. And people are like, so that I can do what? So the value proposition here is not clear. They don't understand the use case and the value proposition. One API kind of doesn't like excite them because they don't know why would you want the one API, or which problem that I currently have does it solve for me. So there's no problem statement here, so people are left a little confused. Another thing, obviously, is also this image here, which shows nothing at all. This kind of like artistic doodles that are like kind of a, I guess like they're like unifying data here, right? But it's like very abstract. Instead, people are like, show me the dang product, right? So that's the biggest issue here. I summarized though the issue here. So another things is the CPA get API keys. So whenever people are looking at the site, they're also asking the question like, who are you? Like, what are you selling? And who am I? Like, who are you selling to? And get API keys. The fintech product managers they're selling to, they're like, say what now? Why would I want API keys? And of course, if you click on this button, it leads to this nondescript sign up page with zero explanation and value prop, and it's not an attractive value prop here. So get API kind of refers that I think people are like, I think this is for developers. And as we keep scrolling down, simple client-side connection, leave coding to the developer. It's not for developers. That's confusion. And this particular thing here, leave coding to developers, your user will access simple interface to complete the connection to Rutter, is confusing. Like, what exactly is this thing saying here? And of course, they could go and read the docs, but like we need to get them interested first. Also, some comments that this particular image here is too blurry. When I summed up the other feedback about this particular spot here was main part was that they don't care about this because they're still like, no, like don't tell me this. I still don't know what it is. What do I use this for? And they're leaving to developers a lot of friction in that part. You can look at the raw data here, and who is it for? And the second section here is like reliable system to scale with you, right? So showing some code, even though they just said it's not for developers. And this code also, it seems to be a pretty non-essential piece of code. Not really connected to the thing here. And people also like asking like 2 billion transactions processed like in a minute, an hour, a lifetime. What are we talking about here? Quantify the stats here. And I did not see that the comments that people are like, wow, yes, this, the top selling issue for me. Really glad they're addressing this pain point. Well, so I'm questioning whether this is a messaging point that you really want to lead or force with, force that first. And then we get to this part here, use cases. And if I go in winter and look at their highlights, and let's look at their third highlight, which is this use cases page, and read, what's your first reaction? I asked, and people are like, ah, finally, I kind of understand what these guys are doing. And one person is even like, can I get a demo now? It sounds interesting, right? So they didn't care about these things here. They didn't care about these things because they didn't get it. They were like, no, no, don't tell me this. I want to know what Rutter does, what it is, what's the value that it unlocks for me, right? And then they get here, and this is like the light bulb moment. So the key thing is that this use case thing should be higher up. You should reverse the order of these content blocks. Content hierarchy is very important. Not everything is clear here. In some use cases, I would split up by persona. Like, is it like which is what's for financial people, what's for e-commerce people? There's some confusion still around this. And if we go into the overall insights, so how can we increase the clarity of this page, and how can we increase people's interest to sign up? So in my analysis says that the biggest gorilla in the room, or elephant, whatever you want to say, is the value proposition is just not compelling enough because they don't get it. There are questions in their mind. What is this for? What capabilities does it unlock for me, especially above the full value prop? And then also, how does this compare with the competition? Because the way Rutter talks about itself, it's extremely feature-based approach, which is fine, but there needs to be differentiated value, right? There's Plaid, there's Stripe, probably a bunch of other players in this space. Why this, right? And if you don't answer this, I'm going to fill in the blanks by myself, and why not go with a market leader instead? Especially if you're an upstart taking on giants, you need to have differentiated value communicated upfront. And then the implementation timelines. How long does it take? What kind of support do I get? There's a lot of doubts and friction around these things. Like, is it easy? Does it take a long time? People just don't know. All right. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll catch you next time.